They said the tree was beautiful, but every time a maiden passed it at night, she never returned. The Maiden Eating Tree. Part 1. Long ago, in the land of our ancestors, there was a village filled with laughter and life. Children played in the dust. Women pounded grains with steady rhythm. Men returned from the farm with songs on their lips. But at the edge of this village stood a giant baobab tree. A narrow footpath beside the tree led to the village stream. The giant tree stands tall as if it was watching over the village and the stream. Its branches spread like the arms of a giant. Everyone who passed it stopped to stare. The elders called it the Tree of Beauty. But beauty can sometimes hide danger. By day, birds sang upon its branches. Children played under its shade. It looked harmless, even welcoming. Yet those who looked closely swore they saw the bark rise and fall, like a chest breathing slowly, as though the tree itself was alive. Every morning the maidens of the village came to fetch water at the stream nearby. They wore bright wrappers and beads that jingled as they walked. Their water pots shone in the sun. They would laugh, clap, and sing songs as they passed the tree. Some would even dance beneath its shade. It was their place of joy. But joy would soon turn to sorrow. One day, as the maidens played by the tree, one girl strayed behind. Her pot slipped and rolled into the tall grass. She bent to pick it up. And then a scream. Sharp, quick. The others turned, but she was gone. All they found was her pot, cracked in two, lying by the roots of the tree. Fear spread like fire. The village shook with fear. Mothers wept for their daughters. Fathers argued in the square. Witches, some cried. Evil spirits, others shouted. Some even accused the river spirits. But some elders shook their heads and whispered, "The tree has always been strange. Perhaps it hides a curse." From that day no maiden dared to walk alone around the river and the tree. Yet still, more girls vanished, either coming from the farm or the river, and it mostly happens in the evening. At last, one hunter stepped forward, strong, fearless, known across the land. His name, Cora. By firelight, Cora sharpened his arrows. He tied charms upon his arms, smeared his face with ash, and spoke to his ancestors. He called his second-born Magaji, who usually follows him hunting, and started preparing him. Today we will hunt this problem. His wife and other children watched, their eyes filled with worry. But he promised, "Tonight I will find the truth. I will bring this evil to an end." That night, Cora and Magaji climbed a tree near the river, a giant tree that they could see the river and its surrounding while sitting on it. The forest was quiet. The moon cast pale light through the leaves. They waited in silence. Every sound, every rustle of grass tightened his grip on his bow. And then they saw her, another maiden, walking from the stream. The maiden stopped under the tree as if something held her leg. She was struggling to move her leg when, suddenly, the tree trunk began to tremble. The bark split open, wide like a monstrous mouth, glowing red within. Roots burst from the ground, coiling like snakes. They wrapped around the maiden, pulling her toward the gaping trunk. She screamed. Her calabash fell and shattered. Cora drew his bow. An arrow flew, piercing the tree. The forest roared as the ground shook violently. And then, silence. Cora turned to his son, his voice low but firm. "Remain here. Whatever happens, do not come down from this tree. And do not engage. This evil is beyond you." The boy nodded, hidden among the branches, watching with wide, fearful eyes. Then Cora dropped from the tree. An arrow whistled through the air and pierced the baobab's trunk. The brave man charged forward, bow and heart steady, rushing to rescue the maiden. But the forest roared in fury. The ground shook violently. The maiden screamed as the roots coiled tighter around her, dragging her helplessly toward the monstrous trunk. The hunter leapt forward, but the tree slammed shut. The maiden was gone. Only the broken calabash lay on the forest floor. Another arrow struck deep into the bark, yet the tree did not bleed. It stood still, silent, mocking Cora. Cora's heart grew heavy. He understood that moment. This evil could not be slain with the weapons of men. He brought out herbs and charms, whispered incantations, and blew a sacred powder upon the bark. The baobab roared so loud the village far away awoke in terror. Cora drew his sword, slashing through the roots that reached for him. He cut and pressed forward toward the trunk. The tree screamed in pain, and then unleashed its fury. Branches whipped, roots coiled. The hunter grew weaker, his strength fading. And in the end, the great tree swallowed him too. The forest fell silent. Magaji, trembling from afar, watched in horror. End of Part 1, Part 2. Coming next. Sune, don't miss it.